I believe if the ogas and madams at the top will allow whom the cat fits, let him or her wear it, or if a particular position is merited by someone without biased mind from others, let the person accept it. Do you think that Professor Prom Lumumba that said that Africa is being maltreated, Africa is being humiliated, Africa is not treated well worldwide? Do you accept what he said in this video? Guys, drop your thought, your views and opinion in the comment section as we roll in now. We are seen as being corrupt, we are seen as being dubious, we are seen as people who always use opportunity when it comes.
Nobody cares about us. And brothers and sisters, if you want to know how weak we are, and we are weak, look at how we are treated. Last month, the world met in New York. The General Assembly. When African heads of states and government are speaking, the hall is empty. Nobody bothers because they are saying nothing. Even if they are saying something, it is something that can be ignored. Compare when an African head of state and government is speaking and when the Prime Minister of Little Israel is speaking. They will listen because we are weak and disunited. So we have a weak continent because the spirit of Pan-Africanism disappeared. So the question that we can ask, what is the state of Pan-Africanism as we speak today? The African Union, which is weak, says the right things and does the wrong things 9 out of 10 times. And what are the critical areas in which we are weak? We are weak politically because nobody listens to us. We are not trading with one another. Intra-African trade is not anything beyond 15%, the lowest anywhere in the world. If you look at all our sectors and look at them, look at our agriculture, almost all African countries are net food importers. There is not a single African country that is in meaningful technology. Not a single African country produces a mobile phone. Yet the single most important ingredient in mobile telephony is to be found in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Not a single African country produces a car other than assembling completely knocked down kits. There is no meaningful production of pharmaceutical products in Africa. And if there was any doubt, COVID exposed it. All African countries, the 55 of them, are waiting to either receive Sinovac from China, Sputnik from Russia, AstraZeneca, Johnson or Moderna. And we don't even know what they are because our bureaus of standardization don't know. If you ask the Ethiopian Bureau of Standards what they are asking us to be injected with, they do not know. They just believe it is a vaccine because the Americans have said so or because the Chinese have said so. Africa is weak. So that even this magnificent edifice, I suspect, has not been erected by Ethiopian engineers. When I see the signage in Chinese, I suspect it is the Chinese. That is how weak we are. That is the reality of our mother continent. It is because we are politically weak, we are economically weak, socially we are disorganized, culturally and spiritually we are confused. That is the continent in which we are today. We unite or we perish. That as I travel along across the world, people do not care about our Tanzanianness or our Ghanaianness or our Kenyanness or our Ethiopianness. In their eyes, we are all Africans. And perhaps that is what we should use as the building block in order to talk about African unity. But we are not being naive about that unity. Because sometimes when we talk about Pan-Africanism and about African unity, people think we are being too simplistic about it. No, it is not being simplistic and being naive. It is recognizing that as long as we remain the way we are, then Africa in the next 25 years will be recolonized. You know,
did you like or hate what you heard?
Some people don't talk, say you get hand for the way that matter waka.
Which one?
The former national chairman of PDP.
You get the time why did I say I don't get hand? You get the time why deny?
So you get hand for how them come out from that position?
Why they suspend them? You know they do well for the party for area. So the people go suspend them first by the word. And I'm happy as they do so. You get the time why I tell you say my hand no day. You get the time why I hide them. Why they do like say, I know that governor where go say, I don't know. I know. And I support them. I say,
why you support them?
It will need to do well. If you live under this party, you will die. I make I say, as the word don't remove them, the state approve them. I support them. Because if to say that man still there, PDP for don't go. At the time.
This is Chief Nyesom Wike, the Executive Governor of Rivers State. Yes, when we talk about Africa and politics, I think what Nyesom Wike said here really went down well with me, because you don't need to bring in friends, bring in associates, all in the name of you want to favor them, or maybe this is a godfatherism and all that. Politics is supposed to be like something fair, to my own understanding. So you heard what he said about how he reported a particular person because the person wasn't doing job well. So when we talk about if Africa is weak, like what the first man in this video narrated, do you think that Africa is weak with what Governor Nyesom Wike did to his own fellow politician? I don't think so. Africa is a great continent, all right? And Nigeria, we know, is the giant of Africa. So when we talk about weakness now in Africa, I don't think Africa is weak. It is the individual, the citizens that are not doing things right. As a country or as a continent that unite together, I think that there will be development. The economy will boost properly. But when we hate ourselves, when there is no love amongst ourselves as Africans, then the continent will collapse. It will be weak. That is how I will define this video, because of what the first man said by saying that Africa is weak. Africa as continent is not weak, but the citizens of all the African countries, they are the ones, not all of them anyways, they don't love themselves. That is why I've forgotten the musician, whether Sonny Okosu that sang it, Africa Unite. Africa Unite. It is high time we become one.
In Uganda, the poor do not sleep because they are hungry. You can't sleep when your stomach is empty. Have you ever attempted to sleep when you are hungry? The sleep doesn't come. So in Uganda, the poor don't sleep because they are hungry, and the rich are no longer sleeping because the poor are awake. So we are having a country now where all of us are no longer sleeping. These days, whoever gets some money, like you, the chairpersons of districts, you have some money. You have built a nice house. Whoever builds a nice house now builds a very tall wall called the perimeter fence around the house. On top of the perimeter, someone as tall as this wall you see there, you can't even see the house. It's a beautiful house, but somebody has hidden it in a wall. On top of the wall, we put wires. On the wires, we put electricity. And a certain word somewhere, danger. You touch, you die. Then you put CCTV camera. You rear dogs. German Shepherd, big, like 4. You buy a big gate with a chain. And in the house, you put burglary proof on every inlet. Windows, ventilators, doors, everywhere there is burglary proof. You have a askari. If you are unprivileged like some of us, the askari has a bow and arrow. Those who are privileged, like some of you, the Honorable Right, Honorable Speaker, they have a gun. But still, with that detail, you feel unsafe, insecure. Somewhere around 2 a.m., as you are trying to sleep, after a long day of meetings and so on, a storm comes, blows, and one of the branches on the tree drops on the house. You jump to check in the curtains. Who's coming? You realize it is a storm. You go back. As you are pulling the blanket on yourself, now around 3, one of the dogs knocks on the car and the alarm goes off. Then you jump out to see who's touching my car. You realize it is your dog playing. By the time you go to sleep, after running around your own house, it is now 5 a.m. and you expected in office at 7. So you see leaders come and they have a lot of sleep on themselves. They are not sleeping. So the poor don't sleep because they are hungry, and the rich do not sleep because the poor are awake.
You have spoken well, my Uganda brother man, but this doesn't only happen in Uganda or to the Ugandans. It happens everywhere, even in Nigeria, that is the giant of Africa. I don't want to really expatiate on this because you've really said my mind. Kudos to you. This is what we get. The rich, I always say, they cry. But how do they cry? They cry with their envelopes. They can't sleep at night. Their envelope goes to places, fat envelopes with money that is all over wrapped in them because of they are scared of their life. But the poor are even ready to sleep under the bridge, beside the flyover, uncompleted building, because they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to worry about. Because inside of them, they will say life is not fair. Life is not balanced. Life is not appropriate with them. Things aren't working right the way it should be. But for that of the rich, as you said, they will think that if they are dead today, their empire, what shall become of it? Your children, what shall become of them? Their properties here and there, who shall behold them? So I always say life is balanced, but it is we the individuals that are not balanced because of the way and the things we do to each other because of jealousy, hatred, feud. So life is balanced. See you in the next one, God willing. Goodbye for now.